Welcome to Healthy G Moms. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to Healthy G Moms. Ah. Welcome around the world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to Healthy G Moms. Ah. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Healthy G Moms World. And today is December the 18th, and it's a Saturday, early in the morning, Los Angeles, California time, and it's the last day of December 18th, um, 2021 class for my FSS program. And if you guys don't remember, it's the FSS program, the Financial Self-Sufficiency Program. And the class is getting ready to start, so I want to show you guys what I am doing. I will show you guys where we're starting. And here is if you can go here, we'll show you here. I'm already signed in, so we'll go here. So, okay, I'm ready. This is the program we are, okay. You see that? And so this program, the Financial Self-Sufficiency.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on time. We will be starting the meeting in a couple of minutes. Thank you once again for everybody that logged on time. Thank you so much.
And this is me. You see me right here, Glenda, GLGS. That's Healthy G Moms site. And now this is, right. So if you guys can see this is the program. Sorry about that. Okay, back over here. So I had to get on time. I wanted you guys to hear that it's, I had to be on time, but I want you guys to hear. Sorry, you guys. Let me see if I can get you guys back on the. Got a little dizzy spell going on right now. I'm sorry about you guys. Okay, place you back right there perfectly. So, anyways, while we wait, I just wanted to make sure that I was gonna be. I signed in on time. I had a long night. You guys don't know that my greenhouse had collapsed, and I was up all night until.
We will be starting a meeting in a couple minutes.
I was up all night cleaning. Well, of course, I love to play in dirt, right? And so I was truly playing in dirt, you guys. And I still got a lot more to go.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today at our program coordinating committee PCC meeting. I would like to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to log in our meeting. Once again today, we have some great presenters today from 5T Charter School and Program. And finally, we have also a great presenter from Guild Mortgage. We want to thank you once again for joining us on time, and we hope you enjoy the presentation regarding 5T Charter School and Program, and also Guild Mortgage. You will have access to the comment box if you have any questions regarding both organization or company. So feel free to mark down any questions that you have related to these wonderful agencies. Okay. So, Brian, we're gonna go down to the agenda. So once again, we're gonna have 5T presenting. After that, we will have a raffle session activity, and finally we will have Guild Mortgage presenting. And once again, everyone will have the ability to present any questions relating to these two wonderful agencies. Brian, are you able to? Would you like to start your presentation, Brian?
Absolutely.
Great. I'll make you as a presenter. Okay. Okay. Oh, perfect, Brian. That is great. And I would like to welcome Mr. Brian Williams.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here this morning. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this meeting today. So thank you, Tron. Thank you, Patrick, for allowing me to be here. And today, what I want to do is kind of give you all an overview of my program, which is 5 Keys Schools and Programs. So here's an introduction to what we do here at 5 Keys. 5 Keys mission is to, through the use of social and restorative justice principles, 5 Keys provides traditionally underserved communities the opportunity to improve their lives through a focus on the 5 Keys, which are education, employment, recovery, family, and community. This presentation, I'll touch on all of these so that you get a better understanding of why this is our mission and how we work to execute that mission on a daily basis. We started in 2003 in the San Francisco Sheriff Department. We opened our first site here in 2012 in LA. It was initially in the jails, which is the goal of providing education for incarcerated men and women. In 2014, we launched our career technical educational components. In 2016, we expanded our presence in the jail systems as well as in the communities, which these individuals who, upon release, would be returning to. And in 2017, we launched the Jail-Based Job Center program. In 2019, we expanded to 24 jails and 60 community sites, including 2 navigation centers. And at this current moment right now, we have over 500 employees and growing. We've also, in Southern California, expanded to add pit stop crew, fire crew, Caltrans. And in NorCal, we've also expanded our schools in the county jails for Santa Clara, San Mateo, Marin, Sonoma, as well as the navigation centers that I had mentioned. And this is just a map of where we are in all of the counties that we service. When we talk about the 5 Keys student, all of our students have often experienced financial difficulties, violence, homelessness, incarceration, addiction, neighborhood and or gang allegiance issues, undocumented status, and discrimination. We understand what challenges our students face with, and that's why our program is designed and tailored to help support them in their educational journeys. We started as a school, but we've become so much more. The impact that we have is to provide services that positively impact our students, clients, or guests through those 5 Keys: education, employment, recovery, family, and community. We provide free high school education. Everything that we offer in our program is free to our students. We also provide free English as a second language, ESL, and computer classes. Free life skill classes, which includes parenting, anger management, financial literacy, etc. Free assistance in preparing for and enrolling in college. Free trade skills, education, and certifications that are aligned with industries and unions. Free reentry support from incarceration into the communities. That transition is very difficult for a lot of our students. So we do our very best to try to assist them with that transition to make it as smoothly as possible. Jobs that we prefer employees have previous incarceration experience. So in other words, the jobs that we do offer, we focus primarily on those who have records, because we understand discrimination and how challenging it is for those who are released with priors. We work really hard to give them the opportunity to not only have a meaningful job, but gain that experience so that they can move on with their lives. Transitional housing, we also have available in Northern California. So the focus today is high school education. So I'm going to share a little bit about what we provide for the communities that we serve. Statewide, recidivism rates average between 60 to 70%. When students enroll with 5 keys, that is reduced to about 23 to 26%. With education, opportunity is presented, and that's what we work on for our students. On average, students gain 2 grade levels of equivalency in just 3 months of committed attendance. That basically means is that the average student that enrolls with us is reading at a 3rd grade level, maybe working at math at a 2nd or 3rd grade level as well. On enrollment, we work on improving that skill so that they can access high school curriculum or move towards their GED goals or high sec goals. Majority of our students are adults. Although we do offer education as young as 16, it is an independent study program, so our focus is on adults. By it being independent study, that gives our students the opportunity to take care of their personal responsibilities, if they're working, if they're taking care of their family, and at the same time have access to their education. Because it's independent study, you're not asked to be at school every day for 8 hours a day, and instead, you're only required to meet with your teacher twice a week for a minimum of 2 hours a week. Outside of that, all work is done independently at your home, at your place of work, library, name it. And we just check in with you, you submit the work, we grade it, we evaluate it, we add it to your transcripts. All students that are enrolled with us, we do work to make sure that we acquire all of your transcripts from all of the schools that you may have attended, so that we make sure that the courses we assign to you are based on what is deficient or what's left or remaining for you to obtain your high school diploma. If you choose to go in the GED path, we have specific curriculum that's designed to support you with obtaining that. We offer English as a second language as well, as I mentioned before. And for some of our students who are under the age of 21, if they had an IEP or have had special education services, a special education department will work with to update their IEP and make accommodations for their education goals. You can see in these images here, these are examples of us working in the jails as well as in the communities. High school classes are taught where our students are. We have classrooms in community sites, youth sites, and in custody locations. 24 total in custody sites, 60 total community sites. The next thing is career technical education. This is an extension of our academic program. So for all active students who are pursuing a GED or high school diploma, these programs and services are free to them. Our classes in vocational or trade skills, most of our classes are available for in custody. However, we have expanded a lot of those into the communities. We focus on aligning our coursework with industry standards and certifications. The largest amount of our offerings are in Southern California, including a working farm. The working farm that we have in Southern California is at Fitch's Detention Center, but we've also expanded some of those out into the San Bernardino County. But we also have in Southern California a welding program. We have a masonry program. We have an apprenticeship program. And we have a print industry, graphics and design program. These programs are free to our students, and upon completion of these programs, certifications that our students receive will qualify them for union jobs or leg up in that industry as well. Here are some of the other programs that we're offering: carpentry and woodworking, building maintenance, commercial painting, commercial sewing, construction, as well as baking and culinary arts. Bicycle repair and dog grooming is also some of the programs that we offer. Upon completion, or as you progress with our program, we also understand that you may have higher educational goals or training. And so our College Pathways is designed to assist our students with that next step. Helping our students get to college, that's their chosen path. Our program is WASC accredited, which means that the high school diploma you receive from 5 Keys is recognized by all schools and colleges on the western side of the United States. So any community college, any trade school will accept our high school diploma and allow you to begin programming with them. We also assist our students by providing college presentations, helping them with their college applications, and we've done on-campus college tours. They've been relegated to virtual tours now, but in the past, they were on-site. And then, of course, we want to connect our students to on-campus support so there's a smooth transition from high school completion to enrollment in a trade school or a community college. Our workforce development side assists our students with obtaining jobs. We partner up with a lot of different programs in LA County because we are a WIOA Title II grantee. What that basically means is that all of our students have access to literacy numeracy programs, which is the purpose to improve basic skills to promote student employment through our community locations, co-located inside department employment centers or near community resource programs. We also allow our students to receive job readiness services, such as resume writing, interview prep, career planning, and so much more. Why do we do this? Why do we work here? We're passionate about our mission and impact. We not only offer independent study in person, we also offer independent study through virtual as well. So students can begin their educational journey by meeting us at our community sites, or if they're not able to, they can join us through distance learning. All of our curriculum is free to our students. All of the materials we provide for our students are free. We loan technology to our students if necessary. When it comes to Chromebooks, when it comes to internet, we have capabilities to assist our students so that they can access their education via distance, as well as we do offer assistance with transportation if they need to go to any of our sites that's closest to them. Our purpose is to serve people and populations who are typically marginalized. Our focus is to support communities that have not had the same opportunities as more affluent communities have had. Our desire to do good or do more with our professional skills. Our students provide the feedback that helps our program grow and meet their needs. We started with just independent study, but we've grown to do so much more because of the feedback our students have shared with us, the things that they need to make their lives better. We give back to the community we come from. We align ourselves with many different resources in the communities we serve, but our students have access to not only our program, but an understanding and access to all of the programs in their community. And we assist them with understanding what steps to take to advocate for themselves or their family so that they can take advantage of any of the resources and programs that are available. Because friends, family, or ourselves have been incarcerated. You know someone, if it's not you, you know someone who may have been incarcerated. And instead of being a part of the problem, we want to be a part of the solution. That's why we establish a lot of relationships in the communities. Sheriff Department, leaders in custody staff, county agencies, much like this one today, nonprofit partners, business partners, individuals, vendors, and our staff, students, and clients. We value all of these relationships and we work to improve them so that we can continue to provide quality service for our communities at no cost. Our success is directly connected to the strength of our partnerships. We maintain, grow, and strengthen them through our customer service approach. And what is that? Theoretically easy, realistically challenging. In other words, we believe that it's important for us to approach that. That's the easy part. The challenging part is how we address those needs of our customers. And we do that in a variety of different ways, as I mentioned before. The training, with the independent study, with the access to technology, with the assistance with transportation, the assistance of career technical educational goals, careers, certifications. We're doing everything we can to try to be a part of the solution. But most importantly, it all begins with you. Self-accountability and improvement. If you are in need of a GED or a high set completion, if you're in need of a high school diploma, you currently have a GED, we can be the answer to your educational questions and needs. Our goal is to make sure that we do everything we can to make education accessible to everyone. And it's because of our relationships with partners, our relationships with the community, but most importantly, our relationships with our students is the reason why we exist. Do or do not, there is no try. There is something that you need occasionally, make a decision and do it. Our goal is to assist you in every step of the way. Our program is a year-round program. It's open enrollment, which basically means that you can sign up at any time and you can change your mind at any time. There is no documentation that's necessary to enroll in our program aside from us knowing where you live and how we can connect. We are a safe school. We do not report to any agencies on any legal statuses. We reserve the right of confidentiality, so we protect the interests of all of our students to make sure that they continue to thrive and grow in their educational journey. But most importantly, we want to make sure that our students are successful. So we offer not only the services that I mentioned, but extended hours, evening hours. If students are working and they're not able to meet with their teacher during regular business hours, we have sites that are evening hours that are available for our students so that they can meet their educational goals in their time. We strive to be just a little bit better every day in every interaction. That is the intent of our program, and it's because of that that we're here today. We want to make sure that all communities understand that this is a program that is available and is able to meet your educational goals and needs. It's how, and this is how 5P starts. To close, I want to just remind you that all of our programs and services are free to the community. There is no requirement to enroll in our program. It is an open enrollment program You may start your educational journey at any point, and you may have to take a break, or if you choose that this is not the right vehicle for you, you're more than welcome to withdraw. There are no obligations outside of the commitment you decide for yourself in your educational journey. I will close with this. We don't exist without you. The reason why 5 Keys started was to address the needs of the marginalized, the underrepresented, the forgotten, the formerly incarcerated men and women who are working to rebuild their lives and become productive citizens in their community. We understand through restorative justice principles the importance of compassion and empathy. Our teachers are trained in trauma. We understand that there are some difficult times that we're living in. And so we've made many accommodations to allow our students to continue their education as safely as possible. But we don't do this without you. If you are in need of a GED or HiSET, if you are in need of a high school diploma, please consider 5 Keys schools and programs as your educational option. Because we understand how important education is. It is the difference between success and challenges in this country. I thank you. And again, we appreciate the opportunity of being here.
Thank you, Brian. It's a wonderful presentation. And also, too, I'm very thankful that we are collaborating and networking with 5 Key Charter School. You provided some great services to our student in the past. And once again, I really do appreciate our collaboration, Brian. Now, if anybody have any questions for Brian, Mr. William, our chat box is available and open. So feel free to, mark down any questions or comment at the chat box. Okay. Patrick, do you want? I believe we have one question, Patrick. Would you like me to relate the question to Mr. William, Patrick? Okay, so basically the first question...
Yes, please, John, thank you.
You're welcome. So the first question, Brian, is do you help with 11th graders that need help?
The program is based on age and not grade. So we need a little bit more information about 11th grader. Are they over the age of 16?
Okay. I'll provide you more detail on that question, Brian. Okay.
But to just clarify on that, grade levels are different with our program. I understand in traditional school settings, 11th grader may be 17-ish, 18. And if they're of that age, they can enroll in our program. We have a youth program designated to support minors or youth under the age of 24, which is categorically considered youth. So we have youth sites that are available to assist them, as well as our community sites that can assist them through independent study.
Thank you so much, Brian. Question number 2, is it okay to pass your information from 5 Keys to someone else that needs this type of assistance?
Absolutely. That is how we exist, through word of mouth, through soft referrals. Our program grew not because we advertised. I don't know if you've ever seen a commercial with 5 Keys. There may be 1 or 2 out there, but really our program grew through word of mouth. It was because of our current students that allowed their mothers, their fathers, their sisters, their brothers, their cousins, their neighbors, to be encouraged to improve. So definitely, please share this information to anyone who may need a GED, high school diploma, or may need to learn English as a second language.
Thank you, Brian. Question number 3, can adults get their high school diploma through your program? And I believe I would like you, can you relate to that question, Brian?
Yes, our program is primarily for adults. So all of our students who are enrolled are, for the most part, I think we have maybe 10% that are considered minors. Our average student's age is 7 years old. Most of our students have not been in school for over 10 years. So we do understand the challenges, and our program is designed to support them so that they can not only thrive those education.
Thank you, Brian. Our next question is, how can I find a school that is close to my home and that can help out with children that have special needs?
When it comes to children with special needs, our cap at the age of 16, any students that are younger than that, we don't have the capacity to offer those services. When it comes to where you can find us, you can go to 5keys.org, put it in the chat. It will give you a list of locations based on your zip code. And from there, you can identify if that site is easy for you to access or not. As I mentioned earlier, we also offer distance learning. If it's not a site that's closest to you, then you can apply to receive completely online high school education.
Thank you, Brian. And our next question is, often doing the school and earning the degree is achievable, but how do you help people with job retention? This has been a challenge for me for the past 10 years.
Okay, who I can put for the things where you talking to me?
Brian, would you want me to relate to that question again?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay. How often doing the school and earning the degree is achievable, but how do you help people with job retention? This has been a challenge for me for the past 10 years regarding job retention.
So that's a multi-layered question, which there's a lot of things that we do help our students with. The first thing is education. Without a high school diploma, it's very difficult to retain a job. What a high school diploma does is it shows your employer, but most importantly, it proves to you that you can accomplish what you put your mind to. It shows and demonstrates an ability to show discipline. It shows the individual an ability to be an advocate for themselves. In other words, understand challenges and find ways to overcome those obstacles with the support of the 5 Keys staff. And then also through conversations and working with our teachers and our support team, we work on those soft skills. Oftentimes, retention of a job is not necessarily dependent upon your ability to do the job, but how well you get along with your colleagues, how well you get along with your employer, and how great of a service you provide to your customers. We work with our students in identifying those gaps and working on building those soft skills so that they can not only have a high school diploma that would allow them to increase their pay, but also those soft skills that will allow them to be a great representative of the company that they work for. So when it comes to retention, the first stop is education, and then the second stop is soft skills. So And I believe our program has done a great job assisting our students with understanding that and learning how to build those skills so that they can be applicable in the job that they choose.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Any more questions for Mr. Williams at FIT Charter School?
So I will say this, if you are interested in learning more about our program, or if you're interested in signing up for our program, please visit our website, which is 5e's.org. 5 is spelled out. And on that website, you'll be able to enter in information to let us know a little bit about you. Again, we are a safe school, so there's no reporting that we do with any information that we receive from prospective students or even current students to any agencies or any law enforcement. We do reserve the right to treat our students with confidentiality because we are a school and there are laws that prevent us from sharing information. So I want to make sure that if you are concerned about anything that dealing with your past or concerns about what may happen if you divulge any information to us, please understand this is how our program started. We work in the jails. We are currently in the jails right now. We work in the community sites, working with different programs that are helping students transition into the workforce, expunge their records, providing housing assistance, employment assistance. Our goal really is to show students that with education, anything is possible.
Thank you, Brian. Brian, so much. Once again, it's been a wonderful presentation that you presented. Also, too, if you need any further information regarding 5 Ts, please also, I'm here to help if you have any question regarding 5T Charter School. You know, I want to continue the collaboration with Mr. Williams and his organization on the wonderful thing that they do. And thank you for your time, Brian. And, you know, any last word before today, for today, for Mr. Williams?
I just want to thank everyone for being here today, and most importantly for you, Tron, for inviting me, Patrick, for allowing me to be a part of this meeting today. And I hope that today's presentation will spark an interest in any of the attendees today or any of their family, friends, relatives, that education is never too late to finish. The last thing I'll say is that currently right now we have a student in our Weber's location that's 85 years old and will be graduating from high school in June.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is great news. So much. Thank you, Brian. And thank you for your time today, Brian. And once again, we will talk very soon. And have a wonderful day, Mr. Williams.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, we'll move next to our next activity. And our next activity will be our raffle activity. So I'm going to share my screen, everybody. And once again, regarding the raffle, you will, if your number is called, you will be notified through one of the FSS staff, through myself, or once again the FSS, one of the FSS staff, and there will be an authorization form of receipt of the raffle card. We need you to complete that form and mail it back or email it back to us before we mail out the raffle card. The raffle card will share the screen now. And let me share the screen here. So I hope everybody could see my screen regarding the raffle card, raffle wheel. And before we start the raffle wheel, I want to kindly say thank you to Gil Mortgage for donating the gift card. It was very generous of Gil Mortgage for Cynthia and her team donating the card. And we always appreciate the donation and the support. So I'm going to read out the first raffle winner. And let's see. Patrick, do you think Cynthia could help me out with the numbers, Patrick? Is that possible?
I'm sorry, Tom?
Is it okay if Cynthia could read out the number? Would that be okay with you? Cynthia, are you okay reading out the number? I'll spin the first wheel.
Yeah, let's go. Big money here.
Okay. Okay, the first raffle winner, number 1. Let's hear the spin. What number is that, Cynthia? We have lucky number 31, okay?
Number 31.
Okay, so let's spin the wheel again. Raffle number 2, we're gonna spin the wheel again.
$26.
Will it be 16?
Lucky number 16. Okay, wheel activity number 3. Good luck, everybody.
16, 26.
Here we go. 30.
Number 30. We have 2 more to go. Okay, so good luck, everyone.
Come on, 26. 26, I need the help. I need it. You know I
Like
need it.
we're in Vegas, right?
26.
Cool. Number 6.
Number 6. And finally, we have our last raffle number. So here we go, everybody. Once again, good luck, everyone. Lucky number 2. Well, thank you so much for joining us for the raffle activity. Cynthia, once again, thank you so much for your kind donation regarding the gift card. We truly appreciate your for you so being so kind and always supporting our program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. I'm just happy to be here again. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Anton and Patrick, for allowing me to do our presentation today. I'm really excited. Again, I miss everybody and seeing face to face. We've all had a death, but nevertheless, it's truly a blessing. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia. So Cynthia, I'm gonna have you. I know that you'll be presenting with Mr. Pascal Gomez too. So I'm gonna share your screen, okay, Cynthia? So give me 1 second.
Hey, Trong, before we move on, could we please just read out the 6 winners again, please?
Okay,
for everybody, so that everybody remembers who won, so they have time to check their numbers.
Okay, great. So we did
Thank you.
5 raffle wheels. You want me to do another one, Patrick? Do number 6? We could do number 6. We did 5.
Yes, please. We'll do one more.
Okay, all right. We'll do one more raffle number, okay? And I will present once again with the number. Cynthia, you ready for one more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Merry
So
Christmas.
Okay. Here we go, everybody.
26, 26, 26, 26.
You're right. Last winner's number 37. Okay, so raffle number 1 winner is number 31. Raffle number 2 winner is number 16. Raffle number 3 winner is number 30. Raffle number 4 winner is number 6. And finally, raffle number 6 winner is raffle number 5 winner is number 2. And finally, raffle number 6 winner is number 37. Congratulations, everybody. Okay. Cynthia, thank you once again, Cynthia. And let's get ready to start with Miss Cynthia's presentation. Okay. Cynthia, are you able to see? Perfect, Cynthia.
Yes, you guys see my screen?
Yes, this looks great, Cynthia.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. So I'm Cynthia Leal, and I'm very lucky to be here today with Pascual Gomez, who's doubling up for me. He's actually at a Toys for Tots event right now, playing softball for our company. We're here to help you make home ownership possible. We're a great resource of information for you. And again, I thank Tron and Patrick for allowing us to present each and every year. It's my pleasure and I truly enjoy it. Home ownership is a process and everybody's process is different. You might be ready today, you might be ready in a year, you might be ready in 5 years. But what I want you guys to take away today is that each you do towards home ownership is really going to matter. No matter what your path might be, we're here to help you. And whatever point you're starting from, Pascual and I have been in your shoes. So there's no greater person I could ask to help me today, because we have gone through it all. And I mean all of it. So hopefully you guys can learn from our experience. This is our agenda today, but I'll skip through a few of these just for the sake of your time. Again, I appreciate all you guys being here on a Saturday. Hopefully you guys are cooking pajamas. The home buying process, like I said, it's simple, but it's not, right? So you do get pre-approved, you shop for a home, we finance your loan, we buy a home, you're a homeowner. That's essentially the process in a nutshell, but there's so much more that goes in between that. And that's what we're here to talk about today. I always like to keep our information relevant. So it's important to talk about home ownership and COVID. COVID has affected the process a little bit in many ways, and in some ways, you can't even imagine what we've seen. So I do like to share those stories just so you guys are aware. So home showings obviously are restricted just because of, wearing masks, being cleanly, putting things over your feet just to see a home. Is the seller gonna things we didn't have to do before when you go out and viewing now. Again, COVID compliant. There are new COVID disclosures you'll need to sign both on the real estate side and the lending side when you get your home loan. If anybody gets COVID, you have to think about this, right? You have to quarantine for 2 weeks is generally the rule. So we have had sellers get COVID, unfortunately, and you can't see the home. We've had sellers pass away from COVID, which is pretty crazy to think about while they were selling their home. So, just think about that. It changes things drastically when you're trying to buy a house from a person and they end up deceased, unfortunately. So we've seen a few things these past 2 years. Our main big bullet point here is jobs, right? Our jobs have fluctuated so much because of COVID. Are we open? Are we shutting down? Are we wearing masks? Are we not wearing masks? Like, everything is constantly changing. And it affects our employment. It affects our working hours. It affects, are you going to be at work today and not tomorrow? So we understand that, and all these things fall in line with home ownership. Just because, if you were working 40 hours in overtime and now all of a sudden you're not working for 2 months, obviously, your income's going to go down. Regardless of whatever help is going on with the state, the banks do look at your employment history, and unfortunately right now, COVID, if you're taking 2-3 weeks off of work because you happen to get COVID and it's mandatory, it affects your pay, right? We have to factor that in when we're qualifying you for a home. The other thing as well is banks are constantly verifying your employment more. Whereas before we might have verified it once in the beginning and once at the end. Again, because of COVID, we just don't know. They'll verify it throughout the process, at the very end always. So just make sure the communication's there. We can't control a topic like COVID. It is what it is, right? It's something that if it happens, you can't predict it. So it's important that we stay in communication throughout the process, because if anything related to that employment piece gets affected, then at least we know we can prepare for it and help you get through that process. And I know Pasquale was logging on. Are you there? If you can give any examples you might have had.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, Pasquale, yes.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, there's been a couple examples, depending on the industry the buyer was in. A couple are, let's just say, airline industry. So someone basically in 2020 didn't earn much or was on unemployment or took sick leave because of COVID, and 21 they're back on track after they opened up. Hotel industry, variable income. We're dealing with it all, and it all has to do with the pandemic and what we've been dealing with. So yeah, we're seeing different type of pay. Some people are making more money. You got FedEx, Amazon workers, GPS workers, port workers making a lot more money. But yeah, we're double checking, triple checking, and like Cynthia said, also the verification. It's being done 2-3 days prior to closing or the day of closing. But it's just making us work a little harder, but it's we gotta go through it, and we'll make it work.
Awesome, thank you. That's great feedback. And I just want to remind everybody to type in your questions in the chat box. We will answer them at the end of the presentation. If there are more questions or more direct questions, we can answer them one-on-one. But I highly encourage you, don't shy away. Now is the time. Type your questions in, and again, we'll get them handled at the very end. A pro tip here is, stay employed, work normal hours or extra hours if you have to. It's going to help make the process smoother. It is a stretch. Some of us want to take a few days off, but if you just grind it out for those 30 days, it definitely helps the process. Second thing with COVID that has happened is credit, right? They're automatically deferring student loans. So we have to count some type of payment. Your student loan isn't free. Hopefully they forgive it at some point, but legislation and that whole process takes time. So as of right now, we do have a general rule to count student debt, even if it is deferred. There are programs out there that may not count your student loan debt, so those are programs we can definitely talk about. Auto loans without deferment, I think we're starting to come out of it a little bit. We are seeing a lot more flexibility with creditors regarding credit. So my tip is if you guys have any collections or any type of credit repair that you need to do personally, I would say do it now, because you could take advantage of our current situation and the flexibilities that are being given out there and just get it settled. I've gone, for those of you that heard me before, I'm pretty open, and Pasquale may not know this about me, but I've fixed my credit twice in life. I was 18 first and got a bunch of credit cards and charged them all up, and my little paycheck was going to paying off those credit cards, and they weren't going down. So I learned my lesson early on. And the second time I had to repair my own credit was when I was getting divorced. So, that was a circumstance that was out of my control. Unfortunately, I did have to go through that. My credit got ruined in a divorce. But my takeaway from this is no matter where your credit is today, it's different tomorrow, and vice versa. If you have great credit today, you can have bad credit tomorrow too. So it's a monthly thing you constantly have to monitor. And again, take it month by month. I took my lumps on my head with credit. I've walked the path. We don't technically do credit repair. You guys have great resources there, but we're more than happy to give you our opinion. I know Pasquale, again, in this scenario, has helped people. If you want to chime in on some of your examples, what we've been able to do.
Yeah, basically just saying, we're here to help. Once we review the credit, it could be now, it could be 2 months, 3 months, it could be years that it could take depending on the case and the situation. But based on our experience, we'll review and advise on best approach and how to correct it or what to do. Sometimes debt consolidation programs is not the best, and people are thinking that's the best way to go, but just an example, right? But yeah, we've had different scenarios. I've seen people correct credit within days, do rescores, and others taking their time, just depending on what's lingering around, what's affecting the credit. But again, we're here to help. We'll review it and give you guys our advice.
Awesome, thank you. And again, we don't dive into the repair, it's just our advice, just from our experience. One of the things is nobody teaches credit once you turn 18 in high school. Thank goodness there's more credit companies out there that show you a score. To me, that's been positive, just because when we first started with credit, we didn't have Experian score, Equifax score. So a lot of the credit cards now are reporting some type of score to you. Just know it's a guesstimate. It's not your exact score. It's not going to be your score when you go buy a car. It's not going to be your score when you go buy a home. We run your credit. It's all free. But it's more of a guideline. It's more of like just a guide, like, hey, your credit's here, right? So I do love that information that credit cards are doing with what your current score is. But just know it differs a little bit. And again, any questions, please type them in. We'll answer them at the end. I highly encourage them. The positive thing about COVID, if there's anything positive about it, is when everything's going bad, the rates are super low. So they've been the lowest they've ever been. I know personally when I bought a house, the rates were like 6.5%. Plus, well, I'm sure you're up there too. Just know that rates will you have lower payments, your affordability can be higher because the payments are lower. And this slide was a little bit earlier in the year, so the rates haven't changed 2021. They're saying well into 2022. We just kind of have to maneuver this. Rule of thumb, if the news is bad, the rates stay low. As soon as we start moving into that positive direction, you're going to start seeing the rates go up a little bit. But a wise man once told me no matter what the rates are, there's no bad time to buy, right? So that's what we're here for, is to get you into that home. And why do we want to get you into that home? Rent, it goes up every year. There's a huge housing crisis. Builders can't build what they want to build right now. You're paying somebody else to pay their building or their home. So when you own and when it's your mortgage, it's like you're paying yourself. It's your own piggy bank. So you're paying back yourself, you're lowering your debt. And you can write it off. There's a tax benefit to it. When you rent, there is no tax benefit because you're not the owner. So when you do your taxes, tax laws are constantly changing. They've, gone away with a lot of write-offs we used to have. So I think some of us on this call are seeing less refund, no refund, sometimes owing. HomeOwnerShip protects you from that. You can write off the mortgage interest that you pay every month. You can write off your property taxes that you pay every year, and all that's built in to your payment. The other thing is having control. When you rent, you can't control anything. You have to ask for permission for everything if you want to make changes, or if you're waiting on repairs, you're relying on somebody else. As where you own, you make those decisions. You choose what you want to do. You want to paint whatever you want to paint. You want to put up Christmas lights this month. It doesn't matter. Like, you get to do what you want with your space. You want to tear down a wall, tear down a wall. There's freedom in that, right? There's freedom in having your own choices in your own space. And again, rent, and I can't even bring up Inglewood just because of SoFi Stadium, but they're going up every year, and whatever's developing around you, it can change the rents. And really, like I said, there's a huge housing crisis in LA, where typically rents are going up. There is some rent control, but there's always a battle with that. With your mortgage payments, they're going to remain the same every single month, time over time. A lot of the times, if you're going in with some type of assistance, your payment might even go down after a couple years. So instead of going up, it's going down. Just keep that in mind. There are a lot of benefits to owning, and it's definitely the first step of personal wealth. I don't know a single millionaire that doesn't own real estate. And mind you, I wish I knew a lot of millionaires, but I don't. But I can guarantee you any millionaire you talk to owns property, and it starts with home ownership. And again, whatever your path is, that's what we're here. We walk through that path, from the bottom to the top and gotten into a home. And it's not easy. It takes discipline. It takes budgeting. So these are things, you learn over time. Again, this program is great to help you budget. I know you guys do budgeting within the program. So you guys are already a step ahead just by being in this program. Just reviewing your credit, tracking expenses, creating a budget, getting a savings, right? You guys are all saving here, and then just planning for future expenses. So your question is, how much can you afford? And that's where we get into detail. Like we talked earlier, there's many factors that go into this question, and we're here to help you navigate towards that at whatever point in this step you are. And again, to get started, it's just taking the step. That's the scariest step, is just to say, hey, I want to do it. I want to try and buy a house. Whatever the reality might be, like Chris Juan, I said, we're here to hold your hand, help you. Like you said, it might take a day or two to get you approved. It might take a few years, but it doesn't matter. As long as you start the path to home ownership, we're here to help. The program's here to help too. And, you know, we're going to get to that finish line together. So what does that look like? What does that step look like, right? We're going to look at what's your income to what's your debt. We're going to look at, do you have savings for a down payment? And I'll bring up down payment a little bit later. We're going to look at your credit history. And again, you know, we might have to start with credit to get to the rest of these. We're going to see what's in your savings, assets, employment history. Again, like Chris Wall said, every career is different. Every industry is different. Some might be lower in hours, some might be skyrocketing in hours, like you mentioned. What's your financial history? I've shared mine with you. You know, we've gone through bankruptcies, foreclosures, divorces. So don't be shy about your situation. It's more of getting a game plan, a strategy, and this is what we're going to look at to help you get qualified. Great news about everybody on this call. You guys already provide this to the program, so I know everybody here has their paperwork, but we do look at your pay stubs for the last 30 days. We do look at your 2-year work history. So obviously, you know, the last 2 years we had the pandemic, so we are going to look at that. We look at your federal tax returns. And obviously, we need an ID. We have to make sure you say who you say you are, and bank statements. And sometimes we'll check your rent, sometimes we won't. But for the most part, if you do have that, it's great. But generally, we're not. Diploma transcripts, those are special circumstances. And just because of our previous presenter, I've had this question be asked before. If you've gone to jail in the past, do we look at that? No, we don't look at that at all. We're only looking at the present and forward and your job history. So it doesn't matter if you've been incarcerated or not, or where, you know, where you come from. Like, we don't look at any of that. We're mainly just looking, do you have an income and are you able to make the payment? So there's a couple of things that go into that. Again, type in questions. If you guys have questions, I highly encourage it. I'm getting to the next slide. It's a lot of information, so I always want to keep it simple, but we do have products that we combine with programs. So we do have different products. We have federal funded programs. We have conventional programs, which are just straight off of Wall Street, call it. We have VA programs for all our veterans out there, or anybody who knows veterans. USDA programs, we don't see too much of those. They're more for rural areas. If you want to move away, you hate LA, that might be a program. But it is a very rural program. So we have all the programs you can imagine. And on top of these programs, we can help you with down payment assistance. So again, for those of you guys that know me, free money is the best money. So we're here to get you free money on top of your hard-earned money. Since we're in LA, the biggest program in LA is giving the biggest money right now. So they will help you with up to $90,000 in down payment assistance. You have to be low income, so that's a positive. Like, they don't want somebody making $100,000 a year trying to get 90,000 assistance. They truly want to help the people that need to be helped. They go very low on the credit score, which is 620. And the only caveat, but for our group, it's not that bad. You have to live in LA City, not LA County, so it's LA City. And they will help you with 90,000. I can tell you from personal experience, it used to be 60,000, but because we all know home prices have been going up, they added an extra 30, so now it's $90,000. So our goal is to take that $90,000 with whatever savings you have, and now we have a possibility of home ownership. If you don't want to live in LA, or say you're making that $100,000, you got a fantastic job and it's just climbing and climbing, we do have state programs. So this is a very popular state program. Pasquale uses it all the time. I use it all the time too. They will help you. You can buy anywhere in the state of California. Their credit's a little bit more restrictive. It's gone up since COVID. They're actually at about a 660 score now. But we can combine their assistance and you can buy anywhere in California. They do have a special extra perk for school teachers and employee of schools. So there are programs out there that directly relate to your job employment, and we're seeing a lot more of that since COVID, and they're helping out a lot more programs. There's a second state program, again, state, anywhere in the state, anywhere you want to move to. It's called the Open Doors Program, and this one is extremely flexible. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. They go as low as 620. Again, this is a state program. This is their sister program. They have a brother program. It's through the same state entity. This one's a little bit different, but they are very generous. And again, this one recently, because of COVID, they're adding a grant to this program, which is not on this slide, but they're adding a grant for any first-time responders, nurses, CNAs, anything that has to do with our care workers. You guys get an extra grant on this program. So everybody's a little bit different. You might know somebody. We do all these programs. We partner with them. Again, a lot of the programs don't have funding to advertise, so they rely on people like Pasquale and I to share this information with you guys. And they're all public websites, so I will send those to Tron and Patrick so you guys can take a look. Again, open up questions. I just want to do a quick recap. My presentation's almost over here, but I want to give you guys a recap. Grant is free. Grant means you don't ever have to pay it back. So obviously, what they're going to give you as a grant isn't going to be as much as a loan, right? Because it's free. You never have to pay it back. You get the money today, and that's it. A forgivable loan is as long as you live in the property after 3 years, they will wipe your debt clean. So to me, that's amazing. The average homeowner lives in their property for at least 5 years, and right now with everything, you might be there longer. 5 years goes by fast, so as long as you live there for 3 years, the debt is forgiven. It goes away. The state assistance is interest-free, meaning it's like having a rich uncle. If you borrow $15,000 today, 30 years from today, you're gonna pay back the $15,000, and it could come out of the house. So it's not really coming out of your pocket, but there's no interest on state assistance right now. They've done away with a lot of that, and if there is interest, it's at 1%. So it's super, super cheap. And again, this LA City, they're giving the most money. So if you stay in LA, it's 90,000. It helps a lot. It's still challenging, but it does help a lot. So these are my takeaway to you. Again, it's a process. We got to start somewhere, whether it's credit or job or assistance. I'm just trying to show you guys the money. There's money out there for you to be able to buy a home. Nobody showed me or Pasquale this years ago. We always thought we had to save at least, $20,000 or whatever it might be, but there is assistance out there. We could take advantage of it for you and apply and get you approved. What that does to you in this example is you have a $450,000 home, your payment's about $2,300, and you buy a home for $6,700. I'm just rounding it off. I know some people have credit cards charged up that much. So $6,000, not that much money. If we didn't use the program, that same house, that your payment would be $3,000. So now that's not as affordable, right? And then you need the $27,000 versus the $6,000 that I was talking about earlier. So programs do genuinely help twofold on your payment and on your down payment. And why not take advantage of money that's out there is always my motto. So through the process, we want you to stay approved. Once we get to that silver lining, again, like Pasquale mentioned, there could be things that happen throughout the process. I think you have one example, right, where somebody didn't get vaccinated.
Yes, we recently had someone had to switch jobs, school districts due to not being vaccinated, and that threw us off. Delayed the escrow. We're still able to close it, but delayed some escrow. We're able to get an extension.
Thank you for that. And again, the takeaway is it's a process. The process doesn't end until you get the keys to your house. So communication is key. We're here to take the punches, go through the trenches with you. Homeownership, it sounds easy, but it's not. But we'll make it happen. We're a big company. We would like for you guys to use us, but you guys always have choices. So we're really here to guide you. We are certified to do all the programs for California. If you qualify for more than one, we'll let you know. If you're starting at the beginning, we'll let you know that too. Hey, it's gonna take all this work to get to where you want to get to. But every day that you work towards that goal is different, and we're getting into the new year, so there's no better time than now to plan for these goals and get moving on that path to home ownership. Even if you change one thing in your life, it will project you 100 miles away. If you walk a straight line and you change one thing, that trajectory is going to be 100 miles off from where you were today. So it doesn't have to be a huge change that you do. It just has to be one change at a time. And again, Pasquale and I have walked that path. It hasn't been easy. We've gotten there. We've gone through hurdles. We help people every single day get through their own hurdles, and we don't know if that hurdle is going to be in the beginning or in the middle of the process. Like he said, he had to switch jobs, right? But we get through it together, and it takes a whole team, and I'm really happy he's here on the call. So we're the team here to help you get on your path. And that's our presentation for you guys today. Again, end of the year. Hopefully, we've all reflected on this past year, and homeownership is in your future, whether it's next year or in the near future. And if there's any questions for us, just let me know.
Yes, there are questions, Cynthia. So once again, thank you for a wonderful presentation. Cynthia was very detailed and also to Pascual, thank you too on that part. So we have a first question here for both of you is if an individual that is on leave of absence due to illness and got disability for 6 months, does that hurt you later regarding their home ownership process?
I'll take that question first. So we're very understanding if we have the details. Generally, the 6 month is the trigger. If it's less than 6 months, for the most part, lenders and banks don't care. It won't hurt your home ownership. If it's 6 months or more, they would like to know if you've been at your work 2 years prior, and it could be different jobs. They just want to know that you've had 2 years of employment. The key is 2 years. So prior to your disability, and again, depending on the disability and how much information you want to share, there's exceptions. And as long as you're back to work, it won't hurt you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Do we have another question, Cynthia, regarding, do you guys help individuals start a business or entrepreneurship like your mortgage?
Unfortunately, we don't. We only lend for home ownership. Starting your own business is something totally separate. That would be considered employment, but I'm sure, Tom, you might have resources to that.
Yes, thank you so much, Cynthia. And I will reach out to the individual and provide them with the resources. Thank you for the update on that part, Cynthia. We have another question. First of all, she does want to, an individual do want to get in touch with you, and that's where Cynthia's information is right there on her screen. So please write down her number and her email address.
If I can send you our emails, actually, I don't know if they'll be able to see this. You might have to share them. You can email us.
I could send to everybody your email address after today's event. That'd be no problem if you on that part.
As well. I just sent you both. I don't think everybody can see it.
Okay, no worries. What I'll do.
Copy and put it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Cynthia. So our other question is, how do I have a bankruptcy. It was 2 years ago, on March 31st, 2021. Let's see, let me read this back. She wants to know if she qualifies for the program, and she had a bankruptcy 2 years ago, but she has a good amount saved. Is she a good candidate for home ownership, Cynthia?
Pascual, do you want to take this, or you want me to take it?
I could take it. It does not disqualify you. We have to see what has happened after the bankruptcy. So the rebuilding process is key. So 2 years from discharge date, dismiss date is key. So we're good there. And what the main thing is reviewing what has happened after the bankruptcy, what kind of rebuilt credit she has or he has, and take it from there. But yeah, 2 years is the threshold there, the guideline.
Thank you so much, Pascual. Okay, there's a question regarding the business home ownership. Does business owners for their source of income, business owners, is that a good candidate if you're an entrepreneur and you own your business to become homeowner? And how does that work? If you your source of income is through owning your own business?
Yes, so business owners are very common in purchasing homes. There's two sources. We can go off your tax returns and what you report on your tax returns, or we can do a special program where they only look at your deposits into your business account as your income. When you are an entrepreneur and you're a business owner, you're not technically on payroll. You know, you're getting income from different sources. It might be cash, it might be Zelle, or you might have accounts. So there are a lot of programs for business owners right now.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you. Any other questions for Cynthia and Pascal? Once again, I do have Cynthia's and Pascal's email address, their contact. If you come up with any questions throughout the weekend or throughout next week, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll make sure that I will include their email address regarding any of your questions you may have regarding your mortgage or homeownership.
Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure, and again, we're here to help, whatever stage might be. Sources within our branch and knowledge, and we've walked. So thank you, Trong and Patrick, for allowing.
Thank you, Pascal and Cynthia. And Cynthia, thank you so much for always your kind heart and always donating to us and also supporting the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. I do appreciate this. I mean, I very cherish our collaboration and your support. So, Patrick, do you have any last word for Cynthia or the audience that's here today?
Yeah, thank you so much, Cynthia, for your presentation. Pasquale, also for your presentation this morning, and for the gift cards which we were able to raffle off today. Congratulations to all of our winners this morning. And thank you, everyone, for being here on a Saturday. And happy holidays to everyone. Of course, there's the holidays coming up, so thank you all for being here this morning, and happy holidays to everyone. And thank you to Brian as well. I don't know if Brian's still here, but to Brian as well for 5 keys for his presentation as well.
Thank you, everybody. I want to wish everybody a safe holiday season, and thank you, and have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in 2022.
Okay. Well, it looks like that's the end. Okay. I fell asleep over here. No, I'm just playing. I did all that just to let you guys see. Yeah, so that is the end of the presentation for the FSS. And yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot. And see, that's the program. This is the program that is going to help me buy my home, right? Financial Self-Sufficiency Program partners up with programs like these, people that just left. Now, I'm in Los Angeles, California, but the FSS programs are all over in your state. You just have to connect with the program from the Housing Authority. You connect with the Housing Authority, and Housing Authority signs you up for the FSS program. And the FSS program connects you to all kind of resources. And today's class was about helping people that need to get their GEDs, or younger students that are that's in need to, go different places, and then home ownership, mortgage. Remember, we talked about mortgage. I will be a homeowner again someday, and because of this program, the Financial Self-Sufficiency Program is going to help me buy a home. And so they are gearing us up and connecting us with all kind of resources that are here in LA. And the same thing in your state. Your state, they have collaborated with certain people that will help you become homeowners, right? And I don't know if you guys can reach out If you are in LA, that's Cynthia Leal. If you didn't get that number, Cynthia Leal, her number is 424-292-3939. And she's at 879 West 190th. And that's in LA, right? But I show you guys this because I'm showing you my positive mindset journey is all about a whole body mindset. I'm positive, and I'm being healthy with my mind, and my mind is growing and knowing that I want to become a homeowner again. At the same time, implementing healthier foods, growing my gardens, being peaceful every day, and not allowing others to help me get on a negative path. No, I'm going on a positive path. And that's what this financial self-sufficiency program does, is help you to become financially self-sufficient. That's it. That's all. Happy holidays, you guys.